you guys have both done a good amount of voice work, but this is your first Pixar joint.
Yeah.
Right.
These guys, I mean, at this point, they're practically infallible. I don't know if another studio has a better track record. What was your impression of them coming onto this, and also just seeing them in action, seeing how they execute?
I mean, firstly, how professional they were. I mean, the sessions were so easy and smooth, and everything was so well thought out, and they always had like an early stage animatic to show us of what we were trying to create and what they wanted us to try and give them. So as a creative, a lot of it was already done for us.
Right.
And we just had to kind of fit this mold, and it was just a really exciting creative process, but then also how warm and welcoming they were. You know, like sometimes these big studios can be quite daunting places to go and quite scary places to go, and they just kind of felt like we fit into this amazing family that has been going for so long, and it's Pixar, so it's a real honor to be a part of.
It's a gold standard.
Yeah.
There is some heavy stuff going on here with fathers and sons. Also, a really great tale of brotherhood.
Yeah.
Is this Pixar's Field of Dreams? Is this like Pixar's like ultimate man cry movie?
I think so.
I think it might be. I think for me the most taking Onward out of the conversation. For me, the most emotional Pixar movie is probably Up. I think it deals with a lot of those same themes of mortality and life and caring for the aging, and this movie takes that tone and really does focus it on the relationship of a brotherhood and of sons to fathers, brothers with one another, and mothers to sons, and you know, it really focuses specifically on that relationship. I think anybody with a pulse can relate to that, and they've done a really great job. But yeah, this is kind of that Field of Dreams. Men will cry. To me, Radio Flyer is that film.
Radio Flyer.
And
What is that film? What is that?
Oh, it's so
Elijah Wood.
Oh, really?
1992.
92.
classic.
Yeah, it's
come back.
It's about two
Yeah.
brothers and an
Yeah.
abusive father. My brother and I see that every time it's on. We cry our eyes out.
Yeah.
This is kind of going to be our new
Wow.
Radio
How
Flyer.
did you guys respond when you saw this for the first time?
I haven't actually seen it yet.
haven't seen it
I haven't
yet?
seen it yet. I'm going to see it at the premiere, so I'm
Yeah.
super excited to sit down with the fans
Yeah.
and have a good cry.
How about you? Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it. I was very, very pleased with the way that it turned out. I brought about 20 people, more than half of whom were children, and they loved it. They were laughing their butts off and very silent in the emotional moments, and I felt like it really. Movies like this are really good, and I hate to talk about a movie that I'm in and how important it is for humanity or for society, but I think it's important for young boys to start learning emotional intelligence, and it's films and television oftentimes that are going to teach us those lessons, because not a lot of boys read books and not a lot of boys like are taught this stuff in school, and this is one way for them to realize that it's okay to openly love, to be emotional. These are healthy, natural things, and so hopefully Onward is going to be I know it'll be a big hit, but also I think it's gonna leave the world in a better place.
Yeah, for sure. You guys obviously have history together from the MCU. Is this a movie that you sort of conspire to come on together? Is one of you like, yo, I'm doing this thing, you want to do it with me? Is that how it worked out, or
No,
was
it
it
was
just
a
a
total
coincidence?
surprise to me.
Yeah.
Because I think they contacted me first, and I was attached to the movie, and then obviously I was really intrigued to find out who would play Barley, and then they just rang me up and told me, they were like, by the way, Chris is going to be your older brother, and it was a great day, because you know, I'd read the script and I knew the type of person that needed to bring Barley to life, and Chris is the perfect person for that, and I just was really, really happy that we were going to get to work together again. So it was a good day.
Does this mean this is your favorite Chris now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's pretend Chris isn't here. Who's your favorite Chris?
Chris Pratt.
Okay. He wasn't even here. That's crazy.
Yes. Finally.
It's good, bro.
You guys are both very handsome men, if you don't mind me saying. If you don't mind me saying.
Sorry.
But these guys, I mean, really handsome.
Whoa, that's suspect. Is this
Very
been acted
handsome.
the whole time?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Did you
He
get?
kinda
Did
looks
you
like
get?
me, you know?
Did you get any
Everybody
input
does,
on their
too.
designs at all, or do you just you have to
We
go?
actually drew these.
You
Yeah.
drew those.
Yeah, we didn't
We
just
actually
get input.
animated this entire film
Wow.
ourselves. It's
Yeah.
the first time Pixar's
Pixar
let
put their
anyone
name
do
on
it.
it, but
That
let's
was
just
not
say
in the
we did
production
all that
notes.
stuff.
You could
Yeah.
just take Pixar off of there. I mean, it's really a Chris and Tom special.
And they had this stuff pretty dialed in, but I do think maybe with some of the facial expressions, they might base a little bit of that on our performance, because they do have cameras on our faces.
Do you want to do the express? I'm like a...
Oh yeah, that is you guys.
Right?
Now that you do the expressions, I see it.
But you know what, though? We have to do a shout out. The animators of these films
Wow.
are like some of the most amazing artists in the world.
It's
And
true.
I was lucky enough to visit the Pixar studios before I'd even started working on this, and to see their little stations that they design and paint themselves.
Unreal.
And the care that goes into each frame, each pixel of this movie is astonishing. So this film wouldn't exist without them. And so we owe them a big thank you for making this film as beautiful and as magical as it is.
Truly.
Well, Tom, I feel like there's a lot of Marvel fans who feel like they owe you a big thank you for your role in negotiating a certain relationship recently with Spidey and Sony. How do you look back on that experience? Was that stressful as hell that time period?
Yeah, it was, but it was a huge learning curve for me, and I was very, very grateful that the two studios allowed me to be a part of that process. Tom Rothman and Bob Iger were both equally as eager to make this deal happen, and I'm so glad that we were able to do it, because I think Spider-Man now is where he belongs, and he's home in the MCU, and I'm so grateful that I get to keep playing him in that place, and I hope that we get to share the screen again one day. And yeah, it was a stressful time, but at the end of the day, like, you get thrown things, and it's how you deal with them, which is what makes you who you are. And I felt like I handled it pretty well. I mean, I had a few drunken nights out with my mates, where I was like, what is gonna happen to Spider-Man? But we figured it out, and it was great.
You got there. Well, good work.
Yeah.
Good work.
It's so funny how, like, the press twist stories. So, like, I told the story that I had a few pints and Bob rang me, and then you read it when it's like, Tom Holland was lying on the floor totally drunk when he spoke to Bob Iger.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd had a couple beers. It wasn't like I was smashed.
We're going to clear the record. We're going to clear the record on that.
Yeah.
wasn't
Let's
that
clear the
bad.
record. It was Bob Iger who was drunk. Okay?